Star Wars is widely popular for its alien languages. Chewbacca spoke Shiriwook, and Greedo spoke Rhodese. The series avoids using universal translators like those in Star Trek or Doctor Who, so aliens bring unique speech patterns with them. But that wasn't the case for one of the prequel trilogy's most infamous characters. And today, we're going to talk about the mastermind behind these languages. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. First up is Darth Vader behind all this. Writing and acting would seem to be in high demand if new languages were to be created, as this was the case when Troy Kotsur contributed to the creation of the Tusken Sign Language for the Book of Boba Fett. Hayden Christensen recalls reading his character's dialogue in the script while reflecting on his first appearance as Anakin Skywalker in Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. The scene called for a now-grown Anakin to return to his home planet Tatooine in search of his mother. Along the way, he communicates with Watto, the Toydarian, who held Anakin and his mother Shmi in slavery. Christensen noticed the additional note in Wattanese next to the English lines he was supposed to speak to Watto in. Christensen recently revealed in an interview that he asked Episode 2 director and Star Wars creator George Lucas, "What should Wattanese sound like?" Lucas' remark was surprisingly casual for a man who spent so much time and effort building a fictional universe. The actor recalled, "Well, as long as it doesn't sound like any English or any other language that may seem familiar, you just need to make it up." And he did just that, he explained with a chuckle. "So I was hurrying the night before to try to think up how to make up Wattanese. And every time I see that scene, I still get a little kick out of it." And here we thought the creators broke their backs inventing new languages to contribute to this intense world building George Lucas offers. Next, a polyglot. Anakin is well known as a multilingual in the Star Wars universe. In a Revenge of the Sith deleted scene, he not only understands R2-D2's beeps and whistles, but also speaks R2's language. He should have picked up Watto's language because he was raised in his care, but the in-universe details aren't nearly as intriguing as the underlying implications. Are characters instructed to speak in an unintelligible language, or are they just informed to do so when we notice them using another language than the basic ones? It's undoubtedly a risky move, especially in a universe where Duolingo allows you to study languages like Klingon and Dothraki. Maybe that exclusion was just a case of forgetting to bring in a language expert for a few fast lines, a mistake that won't likely be made again now that the Star Wars Disney Plus series is taking over the media landscape. Each new society in this diverse galaxy, which is home to the Star Wars universe, deserves to have its own distinct language. Yet it appears that actors can simply make up languages without anyone noticing for 20 years. And now, Christensen preparing for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Time was a great ally for Hayden Christensen as he prepared for his portrayal of Darth Vader for Obi-Wan Kenobi. 10 years have passed since Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi last met face-to-face on Mustafar. That according to the Star Wars prequel Disney Plus miniseries. Christensen and Ewan McGregor's classic sci-fi characters in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, were actually cast alongside one another 17 years ago. In fact, it was that gap in time that gave Christensen the opportunity to bring something different to the table and decipher Vader and the emotions that are seething beneath the surface when the former Jedi Master and Padawan finally reunite. Next, we have praise for the sequels. However, the prequel films are starting to receive praise, and Christensen's acting is benefiting from it after years of nothing but criticism for the prequels. He said that returning to this persona and experiencing the fan support has been a wonderful honor to him. He added that the fans are ultimately the reason they get to come back and accomplish all this, which is quite valuable to him. As a part of this, Christensen will once more don the Vader costume and engage in combat with Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, their first encounter since Anakin's defeat in Revenge of the Sith. These complexities to Anakin have always been a part of the character, even while speaking Wattanese. "There's just a lot going on with the character," Christensen said. "He's always sort of processing and trying to figure out what's going on around him." Aren't we glad Hayden decided to come back for his iconic role? Now in other news, Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader battle again. Rescoring the Obi-Wan Kenobi finale with music from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, makes the fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader much more dramatic. In the Disney Plus series, which takes place between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, the titular Jedi Knight, played by Ewan McGregor, is asked to emerge from hiding on Tatooine in order to save a young Princess Leia, played by Vivian Lyra Blair. Kenobi is driven to face Anakin Skywalker, played by Hayden Christensen, his former student, who has already evolved into the terrifying Sith Lord Darth Vader in his efforts to free her from the Empire's grasp. In the course course of the series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor's Jedi, not only faces Darth Vader for the first time in more than 10 years, but also twice in a space of a few days. Obi-Wan is revealed to be considerably weaker than he was in Revenge of the Sith during their initial encounter in the 3rd episode, as a result of having cut himself off from the Force for so long. As a result, Tala Durith, a rebel spy, saves him from certain death, but in the film's climactic lightsaber battle, Kenobi defeats Vader after regaining a large portion of his Force capabilities in order to divert the Sith Lord's attention from an escaping Leia. Seems like Kenobi had the higher ground even after all this time. Next, Ms. Marvel shatters records. Surprising other franchise shows on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, Ms. Marvel on Disney Plus has shattered a cherished MCU record. The show is presently rated an impressive 96% fresh on the renowned Tomato Meter, placing it ahead of competitors like Loki and Hawkeye. Ms. Marvel can truly distinguish itself from what has evolved into an increasingly generic cinematic subgenre because of its innovative and unique approach to comic book narrative. Top critic on Rotten Tomatoes, Eric Francisco, stated, "The superhero genre is not reinvented by Ms. Marvel. Instead, it covers everything in gold and dazzles it with eye-melting visuals." This shows how, rather subtly blending into the background, the series is able to enhance and strengthen the MCU by using bold and spectacular cinematography. Of course, it seems sensible to seek to imitate previous Marvel successes, but as Ms. Marvel is demonstrating, the MCU as a whole can only progress and remain fresh and timely by taking calculated, creative risks. The MCU has already faced valid criticism for showing a roster of mostly homogenous, straight white heroes. In the instance of Ms. Marvel, the show's diversity not only contributes significantly to the plot, but also enables the repackaging of well-known rhythms to feel novel and fresh. As Kamala Khan and Kamran can be heard rating Shah Rukh Khan's best and worst flicks, we think it's important to raise the question if he is canon in the MCU or not. Finally, Heisenberg returns. Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad's star lead, speaks about shooting Walter White's comeback in Better Call Saul. The critically praised Breaking Bad finale may have seen the death of Walter White. However, Better Call Saul is a prequel to the original Breaking Bad series, so Cranston gets to reprise his once famous role one more time. Of course, there had long been rumors that Walter White and Aaron Paul's Jesse Pinkman might make a cameo on Better Call Saul, but earlier this year, it was abruptly announced that White and Pinkman would actually return for Better Call Saul Season 6. Since that return didn't happen in the first half of Better Call Saul Season 6, fans still look forward to the show returning to AMC for its final run of episodes. Of course, the specifics of White and Pinkman's planned appearance on Better Call Saul are being kept under wraps. Apparently, even Cranston himself is not allowed to reveal the specifics of what Walter White and Jesse do when they arrive in Season 6 of Better Call Saul. The two characters do appear in more than one scene, as Saul Goodman, Bob Odenkirk, recently confirmed, adding that it was really amazing to see Cranston and Paul reprising their roles. For his part, Aaron Paul teased that White and Pinkman return in an unexpected way, calling the character's appearance perfect. Our nostalgia meter is off the charts. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Hayden Christensen inventing Wattanese for the Attack of the Clones? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And we'll see you in the next one.